Hey you guys, it is I, the Psy, and we are going to talk about Grim Smith. Now, first and foremost, if there's another content creator out there who's already mentioned this, props to you, and if I forget to credit you, I feel bad about that, and my apologies. I watch a lot of Discord, I watch a lot of YouTube, I try and keep on top of things. I don't think I've heard this one out there yet. Big props to Infidel, because when I did my Soulbound topic, I forgot to give him complete credit that I was piggybacking off of his idea, or an idea that he heard from other content creators. I'm not sure exactly how it went, but I heard from him about the shorter times to rotate the Soulbound, and I kind of jumped on that and expanded on a little bit in my video and forgot to give him proper accreditation. So Infidel, Dwayne Cunningham, thank you so much. And if you guys aren't subscribed yet, I will drop a link to his YouTube in the comments as well. Now, let's get on to the meat. So, something that Matt said on the town hall the other day kind of stuck with me a little bit, and I just want to go ahead and talk about it slightly and let you know my opinion on it, because we all know that Grim Smith is saltier than the Black Sea over here. And there's been a lot of debate on should we nerf him, should we not. Here's something that Matt had to say, and let's just play the clip. Roll out the clip here, boys. Here we go.
The community feels that way or not. And I'd even, remind everybody that proposals can even be for things like potentially changing card stats. We haven't altered any stats on any cards in a very, very long time, which I think is generally a good thing. And I do like to instead of altering stats of existing cards, work on creating new cards that kind of provide counters to older cards. But that doesn't mean that there aren't certain cases where it may be beneficial to alter certain card stats. I'm not going to name any names. We'll just call them Smith. But
let's leave it there. Shout out to Mega KB for the constant cat emojis. We love you, KB. All right, so let's close that one down. Now, here was my thoughts on Grim Smith and why I don't think it's a good idea to alter stats the way that they're being implied as could happen. So first things first, when people purchased Grim Smith, they bought it in a part of the Rebellion presale. There might be some people, myself included, who saw that Jotun and Kitty were rotating, they recognized that this card was amazing, and they maybe went a little too heavily into Rebellion in the anticipation of being able to get these Grimbardun Smiths airdropped on them, or get them as part of the rewards for purchasing Rebellion because of its stats, and because of the fact that they said, hey, some of these wild cards are rotating, I'm finally going to be able to be competitive, let me drop some dough on Rebellion so I can get myself this juicy Grim Smith. On top of that, let's not fail to recognize that Buddy here is 600 Bonerinos, and anyone who invested in a $600 card based on its stats would probably be a little bit upset if suddenly we were to roll around to be like, hey, by the way, we're removing repair from Grim Smith, or something equally detrimental to the card. Would they have paid the $600? No, they wouldn't have. And yes, you can use the analogy that in Magic, cards are banned all the time, but I mean, we're talking about kind of like a different breed, something that sold a set under the pretense of it existing, and also the precedent had been set for how many years that they weren't going to alter cards. How long did Kitty dominate, well, what's wild now? Like, how long was that left unchecked? How long was Jotun so feared that you see that you're facing a Jotun, you just press skip battle because you know it's over? But now, after a few months, they're talking about possibly dropping a proposal or something like that and altering some stats. I am against that. Now, as such, I do have a different solution that we can possibly look at here. Now, that solution is something that I think has been a long time coming and makes actual thematic sense. So, when we're taking a look at Grim Smith, what are his big key things here? One of the big key things that's preventing anything from happening to our good boy Smith is his immunity. This unit is immune to negative status effects. Instead of actually taking this card and completely destroying it, why not focus on a broader change that makes a lot of sense? And that's what I'm going to talk about today. So if we were to start off here and we were to take a look at immunity, okay, I don't see it listed here. All right, where are you? Immunity, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, immunity. Here we go. The dispel ability will remove positive effects from a monster even if it has the immunity ability, but immunity itself basically makes you negative to status effects. And that's what's so great about Grim. You can't go ahead, you can't Dr. Blight him, you can't poison him, and especially he can't be afflicted, so he'll be able to be healed or forever, basically, you know? So the immunity is part of the big problem with Smith, and it's what makes him such a great card. Now, a way that we can actually go ahead and we can kind of counter that is by making Cripple interact with immunity. It doesn't make sense right now from a thematic point that a creature with immune can't be crippled. I get it. You can't disease an immune character. They can't be afflicted. They can't be poisoned. They can't be silenced. All of that stuff makes sense, but what is stopping you from taking a maul or a giant hammer, hitting someone with immunity in the knee, and crippling them? I don't see how that makes sense from like a story perspective. And you can see right here, immunity. If your opponent plays a unit with immunity, be aware the negative stat effects will not include it, and this includes cripple. But why? Why does that include cripple? If we take a look at cleanse over here removes all negative effects on the unit in the first position of the friendly team. And look, cripple is no longer able to be cleansed. Wouldn't that mean that cripple isn't a status effect? And if it isn't a status effect, how can you be immune from it? So, my perspective, if we wanted to nerf Grim Smith, is actually just to make immunity not immune to cripple, which again thematically makes sense. I don't know how you can be immune to like an arrow to the knee or something like that, right? That'll cripple you regardless of whether or not you've got poison resistance or something like that, right? So I went ahead and I actually posted this in Discord, and I put it in the Town Hall suggestions, and I said, question, last Town Hall you dropped a hint that you may be looking to nerf Grim Smith. For those of us who invested in Rebellion presale, I don't think that changing a card that influenced our decision to buy this set, especially after leaving cards like Kitty and Yodin the way they were for so long, is the right way to proceed. As an alternative, might I suggest reworking the way that Cripple interacts with immunity as a way to nerf Grim Smith if that's what we're looking to do. Cripple cannot be cleansed, therefore it's not a status effect, therefore he should not be immune to it. Thematically, it makes sense that you cannot be immune to taking a shot to the knee, for example. If altering Grim Smith is something that you seriously consider, I think allowing Cripple to affect immune characters is a much more fair way to proceed. It would add value and utility to Cripple cards, make you think twice about using Grim in a Cripple rule set, and is thematically correct. Please consider this alternative before altering something that influenced some of us to purchase as much Rebellion as we did, or to buy into such an expensive card which is currently over $600 as I write this. I can personally also say that Venka's done a great job of helping to neutralize Smith from a modern champ player standpoint, so there are already counters in play, thank you Yabba. Now when I posted this, I actually had Lilyfire say, this is actually a great suggestion. Cripple has been the subject of a ton of debate internally as it kind of falls outside of normal behavior inconsistently. I will forward this to Call Me Tim. So, how do you guys feel about that? Is that an adequate way to cripple Grim Smith? And the stranglehold that it has on Modern? Was Venka enough? And if it wasn't, should we alter immunity slightly to allow it to be thematically crippled? Which to me makes a lot of sense, and I don't see why an immune character wouldn't be able to be crippled anyway. What do you think? Would this be enough to take out Grim and also other cards, I guess, as well with immune that could be problem cards in the future? Cripple good? Cripple bad? Immune good? Immune bad? Let me know what you think in the comments. Is it enough? Would you be happy with this? Agree or disagree? Give me a like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Until next time, it's Oddthesai signing off. See you guys around Praetoria. Take care and keep using those Grimmies because I want to Venka them. Peace!